Jeff King. Good evening, Council. I come in front of you tonight as an active member of Stop FEMA Now, a nationwide group of concerned citizens fighting for fair flood insurance. On July 6, 2012, the Biggert Waters Flood Insurance Act of 2012 was signed into law. This brings several severe, substantive changes to the program, including several that alter the way premium rates are calculated. We support affordable and sustainable flood insurance that protects all homeowners and businesses who built according to code and followed all applicable laws. Changes made to the Federal Emergency Management Agency's National Flood Insurance Program by Biggert Waters threatened to harm the very groups the program was designed to protect. While Biggert Waters is now law of the land, a vital part of the law, an affordability study, has not been carried out by FEMA, even though the law mandated it be completed by April 2013. The lack of an affordability study and the fact that FEMA says such study is another 2 years away is an insult to the 5.5 million national flood insurance policy participants. The changes to the NFIP due to Biggert Waters, along with the new FEMA flood insurance rate maps that change base flood elevations and flood zones, have created conditions in which flood insurance annual rates will increase to actuarial costs over a period of 5 years after map adoption. In many cases, these actuarial costs are in the thousands of dollars per year. We believe flood insurance should be affordable. Thousands of homeowners and businesses across the country have already received notices of premium increases of 3,000% or more. This includes those who have built according to all government rules, have no history of flooding, and are miles from a beach. In coastal and river communities in every state, you will find an example after example of the annual premiums going from several $100s to several $1,000s. We believe flood insurance should be sustainable. National flood insurance policyholders are seeing calculations that do not make actuarial sense. Most home loans are 30 years. Maps in some communities change every 10 to 12 years. How are people supposed to plan over the life of an average 30-year mortgage with rates of $5,000 to $30,000 per year? Many people will pay off mortgages and self-insure or simply just walk away from their homes and businesses, causing a downward spiral that negatively impacts banking, real estate markets, local tax bases, and ultimately destroying the economy. These effects of these actuarial rates, which were intended to save the National Flood Insurance Program, will actually cause its demise, increasing the burden on U.S. taxpayers. We want flood insurance that is equitable to all. Only 40% of federally backed mortgages that are required to have flood insurance actually do. Only 20% of policies are subsidized, including homes built before their communities had flood maps. These older, smaller homes, not million-dollar mansions on a beach. Flood policies are changing following the adoption of new maps, but only 20% of communities have new maps, causing inequity in some communities that are being hit with actuarial rates, while others are not. Finally, I'd like to share my experience with Biggert Waters. I had my home listed with Luth and Freeman and accepted a contract on my home that was listed at $90,000. My property experienced minor flooding in the basement in 1996 after heavy snow, which required the replacement of my hot water heater and furnace. My annual flood insurance program was $788. Upon accepting a buyer's offer, we were told we had to obtain an elevation certificate, something all homes in the floodplain are now required to do because of Biggert Waters. But when the home buyer discovered the new flood insurance rate would be $7,015 annually, the deal fell through. At that rate, the monthly escrowed flood insurance payment would be $585, which is $175 more than the actual monthly mortgage payment. After learning of Biggert Waters, I spent countless hours researching issues behind the new legislation, along with an alarming amount of people who purchased homes during the black area between July 2012 and October 2013. People who purchased during this time were never notified of Biggert Waters and will be forced into paying full actuarial rates upon renewal of the policy this year. Rates on these homes could range anywhere between $2,000 and $30,000 a year. Those who had flood insurance before July 2012, the grandfather policies, will see a 20% increase of FEMA's actuarial rate each year for 5 years until reaching the full risk rate. These increases will be fast and furious, and many will be pushed from their homes. Biggert Waters will be worse than any flood experience because people are not aware of it and the damage is permanent. Businesses and second homeowners will not see any break and will get renewals with full risk rates with no grandfathering. This is an important issue for Wilkes-Barre, as there are 1,863 active flood policies in Wilkes-Barre. We need help spreading the word of the devastation this will have on our community and local economy. This is not an issue to stay silent about, as it will hurt many families in Wilkes-Barre financially. This will affect those who currently hold flood policies and those who do not, when they try to take equity from their home or sell their property. This will also create the tax base as people parade to appeal the tax assessment on their home. My home is now valueless, and I plan to appeal my taxes because really, who wants a $7,000 flood insurance bill?
Thank you, Mr. Camp.